Hi folks and welcome back. Busy day today, but first thing, trip to the hardware store. And that is because we're after these bad boys, which might seem a bit overkill, but everyone has recommended these. They're bloody heavy. These brackets weigh an absolute ton. Oh my goodness. Put that over here. And as you can see, plans today. I've got all the tools, lots of little jobs, lots of little bits to do. At first, some very sad news. My tea flask has served me well to date, but it took a tumble the other day, and now the outside is very warm, so tea in here might already be getting a bit cold. And to start the day right, if that's still hot, just about. Oh my god, no. Oh, what the f***? I'm kind of lost for words. Like, what? What has done that? What the f... Oh my god, there's loads over here, look. Something's tried to get in, or... This happened, like, straight after I put the tunnel up. I saw this, and I thought, oh, that's too... They're, like, too wide for an animal. Because if that's, like, something jumping up and putting its claws on it... Oh god, yeah, that's pretty much gone through. Oh, they're so spread out, though. Is that a fox? Would that do that? Oh, god. Why? It's so high. It must be a fox. We got lots and lots of foxes and badgers. I wonder if it's just done it for fun, because obviously it's not getting in there. I feel like it's too high for a cat or so. Oh my god. It's everywhere, look. Loads of scratches there. This is all last night. I mean, I was here just yesterday, and none of this was on it. To say that has taken the wind out of my sails is a bit of an understatement. I just completely gutted, to be honest, because the problem isn't that there's a hole there now. Like, that can be repaired. The problem is this going to keep... I can see the reflection of the hole in the camera lens. You know, if I patch this up, it's just going to keep happening. Oh, absolutely gutted, and I think I know why, and I'm kicking myself. I feel a bit emotional about it, actually. I think it's sort of, you know, when it's one of those things that you've just been working on for so long, and such a long project, and it's nearly coming to the end, and then something like this happens, and it's just like, ah. And the fact that it's Steve's tunnel, I still feel weird calling this my tunnel. I quite often call it the tunnel. I don't know. Oh, it's just gutting. I think it's chicken pellets. When I did the garlic yesterday, I had this box of chicken manure pellets out, and I bet the foxes have smelled that and thought, oh, maybe there's some chickens or something in the tunnel. It's got to be that, hasn't it? It's the only thing that's kind of different, and the fact that they've tried to get in so many different places. I had a little dig last night, I'll show you that. Oh, flipping heck. That's not a small hole either. It's like hand-sized. Oh, Christ. Not joking. The fox has just come in the tunnel. Did you see its tail then? I just looked up. Where have you gone? You little menace. I lost it. There you are. Go away. You. First tunnels. Repair tape. Funny thing is, well, it's not funny, is it? Actually bought some repair tape up the other day, but it's really thin. And they do different grades. So I'm going to order the biggest one. There's like a very specific technique you're meant to use when you repair them as well. So I did wonder about just waiting until it's dry and then going over with the little stuff. But I think it probably makes sense to buy the big stuff. And what you do is you go right, you know, either side of it, kind of across, and you do it like stitches. So you go across one way, and then you go lengthways again over the top of it. So I'd like to do that today. I'd like to get that fixed straight away, but I think it actually makes more sense to order the good stuff again. And yeah, wait for that. Flipping heck. It's just a thing at the end of the day, isn't it? It's just a thing. It's just an object. A sentimental one, but why is this not? I've just put in all of this information and it's asking me for it again. I feel like I've just aged about 20 years. The website isn't working. Okay, I've had a little bit of time. I've just spent a little bit of time messaging all of my garden friends like, oh my God, you look at this. What the? And everyone's been very kind. It's one of those things, isn't it? And by the time this goes out, I'll probably be over this, you know? It's just one of those things. It is gutting, and I'm sure you all understand. And it's thrown me off a little bit because I had a bit of a plan, and I can't remember what I was doing. So I'm gonna, I can't. I'm completely thrown off. Gonna take a little minute. Gonna have another cup of tea, and then I'll actually start doing something. Oh, bloody hell! Right. Okay. First job. I think just to take my mind off things, just to get my brain off that, to stop thinking about it. I just need like a labour job, you know, like just do some manual labour, JB, and that'll help. So I'm gonna sort this. I'm gonna get up some of these slabs and then put some holes in this membrane and then just wood chip this area. I need to get some membrane for the little bits there as well. And you know what, I might know. I'm thinking, should I saw those? I was gonna say no, that's silly. I should use a tool, like a saw, an electric saw, a power tool, but then I won't actually be able to get the power tool up against the glass. So maybe, in the vein of just doing manual labour, I can cut that one as well and actually get this properly in place. I bought the glue up as well, the proper outdoor glue, so I can plumb these in. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. Onwards and upwards, you know, you can't let these things get to you too much. It's good to give yourself a little moment to kind of process it and deal with it, but then you just got to move on, haven't you? We'll fix the tunnel up, it's going to be fine. I won't leave chicken pellets or even use chicken pellets in the tunnel ever again, and that's probably a good tip. I did scatter some on the garlic, and you know, just to be bloody safe, I'm going to skim the top off all of these. Oh, that seems a little bit extra, but I'm going to do it just because, just in case, you know, it might, they're probably like dogs, aren't they? They've probably got really, really strong sense of smell. So just, yeah, even having a little bit that's been watered into the soil there, probably not good. I bet this is one of those things that everyone just kind of knows. I bet it's like on the list of no-nos in the polytunnel. And I just didn't even think twice about it, you know? One thing that I don't really do is like watch many gardening videos, and for a number of reasons. The first is probably, I mean, this chicken manure, it does smell. It does kick off a lot of smell, so it's not surprising that it's attracted something. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't watch many gardening videos for a couple of reasons. The first being, it makes me very jealous. Generally speaking, other people have got much nicer gardens than me, and they're much more on top of things. Now, I don't mind that. I'm not too self-conscious about my garden, and I understand that a lot of people like to see my garden because it's very realistic, I think. But it doesn't stop me from feeling guilty when I see other people's plots. There are a few notable exceptions. There's a few channels that I do watch quite a lot, but generally they're a bit like mine. You know, they're people kind of blundering through. Yeah, that's one reason, jealousy. And the other is that I'm always a bit worried about picking up other people's styles. You know, I've developed my own style on the channel, and I quite like it. I like the style of videos that I like to make, and I don't want to get too influenced by other people's videos. So because of that, I feel like it's quite probable that I do miss out on some kind of common knowledge, and I do wonder if this is one. It's really kind of been watered in now, so it's difficult to get all of this. I might just leave the door open for a while, actually, when I leave the plot. Oh, bloody hell. Anyway, right, we can get rid of this outside. I can just, oh God, yeah, I can smell these chicken pellets. I can just dump this out here. Okay, good job. Because this is going to become a raised bed soon enough. And the foxes can dig in here to their heart's content. I don't care, just leave my tunnel. Oh God, look at it. I know I said I was moving on, but I hate to see that. I'm going to have to repair. All of these, there's lots of like micro holes, little holes all over the place. Quite good, I guess, to see that the structural integrity is really good. I mean, that is a substantial hole. The plastic around it is all tight, it's fine. It's not ripping or becoming much worse. It's very windy at the moment though, so I do want to kind of get it done sooner rather than later. Right, so let's put some work in here. Where am I going to put the camera? This is a very awkward place to film. I was just messaging all the people that we used to do the potty mouth lives with, and Jesse from Plot 37 said, yeah, I learned that lesson too about chicken pellets in my polytunnel. And I told you, if I watched more videos, I bet I would have known about that. They should write that on the box, you know, when you get a polytunnel. Do not leave chicken pellets inside. Put it on the box. They probably do. This might be really silly, and I think it's going to be quite difficult to cut through this. I just want to get rid of this excess, really. It serves no purpose. I did originally have a little raised bed that I made along this greenhouse, which is exactly why this is now rotten, because I'm an idiot. But, you know, we live and learn. A lot of living and learning today with the manure first, and it's still bothering me more than I thought it would. I'd like to say that I got over it really quickly, but no, I care. I do care. I'm very annoyed. I'm mostly annoyed at myself. I think that's what it is. If it was just something I didn't have control over, then that would be fine. But no, it's my fault because of the bloody chicken pellets. And I actually thought it was going to be a lot harder to manually cut through a sleeper, but it is only softwood. The difficulty is all the stuff around it, not ploughing into the earth and hitting all these metal poles that I store behind the greenhouse. Looks like this one has started to rot on the bottom as well. It's only just starting, which is good, but putting sleepers on soil, even as a greenhouse base, it works, but you're only going to get a few years out of it, I think. It depends on your soil and your drainage, I guess, but yeah, I was going to say I'll seal this off, but to be honest, I need to replace this base. Oh. I'm really torn. I don't want to do two big projects at once, so I need to decide either greenhouse base or shed. And to be honest, even though this is rotting, I think it's still got a good year in it at least, so probably the shed. Probably the shed. Yeah. It's way more wood chip than I needed. Oh, I should put the water butt in first, shouldn't I? Oh, this one has the base. Oh, they're really different levels as well. There we go, they're done. It took a bit of jigging around to get this. It's not perfectly level, but once it's got the weight of water in it, it's going to be fine. I just propped it up with a few kind of slabs under one side, and it's all wood chipped. I've got a selection of bricks here, just a nice little storage area, and pretty good. I'm really trying to be like positive and not upset about the polytunnel, but yeah, it's not quite happening. I need to basically now, the next step, the sun has just come out, it's absolutely gorgeous, really warm as well. The next step is for me to see if I can get these out. Oh, this one, oh yeah, nice, okay. I'm just gonna switch it round, put it the other side, probably the same system. Just a bit of hose pipe on either end, and I'll get my glue gun out as well. And do it all. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. The sun has retreated. It is bloody grim again this week. It's just not nice. The weather is kind of like, there's something about it, the kind of grey. It's not that cold, but just the wind and the grey, it feels really oppressive and gross. Normally I feel really nice being out and about, I just feel like I'm kind of always kind of like huddling myself up against this weather, but these are glued in and it might be okay, but the issue is it's fighting gravity. So I've had to kind of stick it and gravity is pulling it down. There's nothing really holding it in other than the glue. Looks about as pretty as last time when I tried this with not waterproof glue and they just fell off. But you know, time will tell. We'll give it a little minute and I'll put the hose pipe in another day when that has set, if it's set. Just threatening to rain again, so I hope it doesn't rain properly. Oh, let me put this back in the tunnel and I'm gonna show you, well, I'm gonna talk about why I brought all the tools up today and how I've made another massive mistake. So one of the things I wanted to do today, I brought up the drill because I was thinking I might modify the doors. At the moment, at the top, there's this kind of mesh screen, which means it's quite cold inside. So what I thought I'd do is quickly knock up a frame, stick some polythene to it, you know, just staple some polythene, and then just batten it on top of here and have like an extra layer that I could then just quickly nip off in summer. Problem is I've forgotten my staple gun, I've forgotten the brackets that I was going to use, and it wouldn't fit up here as well. So maybe if I had a really small bit of batten, they could go along. But that's kind of like a load of faff, and actually I was thinking about it and thinking, oh, do I go home and get the stuff? And then I was like, you know what, I don't know. Is it even worth it? Let me know. Do you think it's worth like covering this up with polythene properly? It's still not going to be airtight. Bloody fox. No, not just because of that, but because of the doors. The doors are a bit gappy. They just are. But yeah, that's one thing I'd like your advice on in the comments, please. Oh, it's so much nicer in the tunnel. Oh, but the second, digging, right? So I started having a look yesterday. I just dug a little hole, and this is about a spade's depth until I hit the clay. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit more. And I'm planning to put a raised bed on here, scaffolding boards. So the soil's going to get built up over time, but it is solid clay. After about 1 spade depth, that is solid clay pan. And I'm thinking I do a few more holes along here, and there's probably going to be some bits that are really shallow. I know from experience. I think this has actually been built up and looks quite nice. So I'm not sure if I want to dig over this whole lot. But you know, how much soil, this is my question for the commenters, please. How much soil do you think I really need? I can't go too high with the raised beds because then stuff will be attacking the ceiling. It's already going to get, I know next year, the tomatoes are going to be like pushing on the top of the tunnel. So yeah, I'm not sure. It's a spade's depth and you know, I don't know, maybe like another 6 inches on top of that. Is that going to be enough for like a tomato, a melon, a cucumber, that kind of thing? I think it might be, but I'm not sure. Please do let me know what you think in the comments below. So we're not doing the doors because, well, I'm an idiot. Shock. But we can do something else because I've got a little bit of time. And there's one job I've really been putting off because, oh, it's just, you know, especially when the weather's like this, it's just not very nice. But it's this, the Brassica bed. It's been neglected for a very long time. I really do need to get in here, pull a few things out. This is green sprouting broccoli it just tasted horrible. I don't like green broccoli. I don't know why. I thought it would be more like purple sprouting broccoli, which we've got one there. We've got a couple back there looking really, really good. The plants in here do look good. It just looks a mess, you know. We need to pull a few out. We need to give it a weed. There's some sprouts in here. Those red ones are just starting. There's some green ones that, to be honest, don't look great, but I'm still happy. It's my first ever sprouts. That purple sprouting broccoli looks like it's given up the ghost. I could, should I stake them? I never really bother staking the purple sprouting broccoli. They just kind of fall over and do their thing. But yeah, look, just a bit of weeding, a bit of a refresh, a bit of a zhuzh, you know, like give it a bit more, you know. It just needs something, doesn't it? It needs a bit of time. There's loads of really manky old leaves to pull out and that kind of stuff. So I think that'll be a nice job for today. It's a bit of a weird day on the plot, to be honest. This is looking so much better, folks. Definitely some quite severe leans on this purple sprouting broccoli. Oh, in fact, that one. Or maybe I will stake them up. Oh, maybe I'll do that, okay. But yes, looking so much better. And you can see, well, you can't see, but I can see as I'm going through the areas that have been mulched with manure compared to the bits where I've had to run through with the hoe. It's just so much less weed pressure. But having mulched this with a nice thick layer of horse manure, I can tell just when I'm weeding, you know, the soil quality underneath is so much nicer, really, really looking very good. And when I get this separated with a little raised bed, it's not going to be a proper raised bed, but just some wooden edges to fight back that grass, and I can keep the netting on the inside so the grass doesn't tangle in so much. Ah, it's going to be so much better. And look at this. The hot bin now pretty much full to the top. I've just put another little layer of cardboard on there. All those greens that are in there now are exactly what the hot bin needs to get heated up. So very, very exciting. Bit of a funny day. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Thank you for helping me keep my spirits up. It's much, much harder without a camera, that's for sure. I would have just been really down in the dumps about that polytunnel. Probably gone home, to be honest. As soon as that repair tape arrives, I'll be up here showing you me trying to fix that hole in the polytunnel. It is a bit gutting, but you've got to move on, haven't you? You've got to move forward, and we've made some excellent progress today. Thank you ever so much for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you again next time with an extra special thank you to all of my Chili Pepper Tier patrons: Tony, Bill, Pam, Louise, Mel, Michael, Denise, Socks in the Garden, and Andrew. Hopefully I'll see you again next time.